are the sites that many of us pass daily and we never realize the history or even the mystery behind them. For the past 10 years, Richard Ramirez has taken up the task of realizing Trinidad and Tobago through photography and aerial imaging. The Inspire TT team spoke with Richard to find out about his passion and where it all started. Alright, so Trinidad and Tobago, we are here on Inspire TT, yet another episode, and we want to thank so many of you all for supporting us and following our content on CNC3 and on our social media pages. Today we're going to do something a bit special. We're going to talk to Richard Ramirez of Richard Ramirez Imaging Limited. Richard has been someone who, we're going to give a bit of history of where he came from, on his love for photography and videography, and also him capturing Trinidad and Tobago in a beautiful way that some of us will be awed by. So, Richard, it's a pleasure to have you on Inspire TT.
Thanks for the invite, and hello Trinidad and Tobago.
So definitely, we love Trinidad and Tobago, hence our show Inspire TT. And definitely, being here with someone who we are fans of your work, and it's we are fans of your work. So, Richard, tell me where the journey started, because I know you were someone in the corporate life, and you're still in the corporate life, and you have took on photography for the love of Trinidad and Tobago. What would have given that passion or inspired you to do so?
Well, the photography aspect of it came from my years of travel around the world. I spent a lot of time traveling, and I realized at one point I didn't have many mementos, many photographs. So I purchased a camera on one of my vacation trips, and read the manual on the way to where I was going and became a photographer. I was an accomplished photographer after reading that. I mean, if I had Facebook in those days, I probably would have been even more accomplished in an hour. But so yeah, that started me on the road, and took a few shots just on automatic with the camera and so on. Got a few good shots, and that inspired me to keep going. And over the years, I improved my skills, and as they went up, I said, you know what, I probably need some more gear.
Yes.
And I started on the journey of picking up additional bits of gear. And what I've discovered as an avid photographer, buying gear is like ladies buying handbags and shoes. You never have enough.
That's true. That's true.
So that has taken me down the road. I came from the oil and gas and power generation industry. I was an executive in the industry for a number of years. And at the tail end of 2019, I decided to leave that world for a while to focus on one of my projects. Now, the project actually came from my love of Trinidad and Tobago.
Definitely.
That is my home. I have lived in, I've visited over 35 different countries.
Wow.
I've lived in about 7 countries. When I say live, 2 years, 2.5 years at a time. But home is home.
Yes, definitely.
So when I settled back in Trinidad in 2015, I started doing my photography around the islands. And I would share it on Facebook, and people would say to me, that's Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, yeah.
And it seemed as if they were surprised by how beautiful our island was. And I was surprised by the fact that they couldn't recognize it. But I understood the rationale behind that. The rationale was that when I do photography, I help you to focus on one thing. If I tell you, take a look at me, you'll say, all right, that's cool. But then I say, but take a look at my mask. Isn't this mask really cool? And I show you just the mask. All of a sudden you can see detail in the mask that you wouldn't have seen when you were looking at me.
Correct.
Same thing goes for when I do landscape work or buildings. I take the noise away from the building, and all of a sudden you can just see the building.
Yeah.
And that's when people realize what we have.
Yes.
One of the things that made me a little sad was when the president's house was restored after so many years of being derelict. And looking on social media, there was a lot of, why they spend all that money there? They could have given poor people the money. And I understand that there are people in our society that are suffering and need money, but we also have to recognize that our patrimony is just that. It's our patrimony.
Correct.
It's what we have inherited through the years. It is supposed to be a source of pride. And that's what we're trying to get people to understand. These same people may travel to the US and you see them posed up in front of the White House taking selfies.
Yeah.
You know, well, it costs money to maintain those buildings
Of
too.
course.
So we are trying to have that here. It can become a tourism product, and not just for foreign tourism, local tourism
yes,
as well.
yes,
There's so many things that we can do, but because we sometimes get caught up in the noise of this whole thing, we lose the opportunities.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago, we have heard just a little bit of what Richard Ramirez is doing. And, you know, for those who are enjoying the content and seeing some of the beautiful images that Richard Ramirez has been doing for the last few years here in Trinidad and Tobago, just take a look at his Facebook page, Richard Ramirez Imaging Limited. And you can also, you know, see some of his content when we would also be introducing that content to Inspire TT as well. So, Richard, there's something that you have done that is unique and interesting, because you know, before you spoke about the love of Trinidad and Tobago, but you have now put that in a book, and I know you're on your second edition. Tell me about what would have given you that inspiration to print images of what we see every day when we drive down the road.
Good. Well, that came from, again, my sharing on Facebook. People would ask for a little more information. Do you know something about this building you just shared? And I started doing some research and creating a paragraph, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs sometimes of information that explain the significance of the building. And then I said, okay, so I have some pictures, I have some information. Why not combine that and put it in a format that you can get to more people?
Correct.
Facebook is nice. I have images there, like the Pachier Cemetery in the Savannah. It has 250,000 views. I probably have 3,000 shares on it. So there's some big numbers. But that's not quite getting to everybody that it needs to get to.
Correct.
My hope is that this information can get to the younger people, and that's why the book was prepared in such a way. So I decided, let me do a book. Parents can buy this book, put it in the house, drop it on the table. At some point, young people are going to get bored. They'll pass by, pick up the book, and accidentally learn something.
Correct. Correct.
So that was my whole strategy there. The book is formatted so that when you open it, it lays flat. One page is going to be a few paragraphs on the describing the significance of the image. The other side is a full color image. I intentionally didn't do 5, 6 pages of writing. Young people don't read.
Yeah.
We want to give them the information in a manner that's palatable to them. They don't have to take it the way we want to give it. We need to adjust for them. So we created some small paragraphs, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs maximum. Most times 4, and that's in there. So I printed the first book. That's why I actually moved on in 2019 to work on that book. I'd been working on it since 2017, but work obligations had me doing a lot of travel, a lot of work. Couldn't get it completed. Started in beginning of 2020, sort of restart. By the first quarter, I was finished with the production of the book.
Yeah.
I just didn't go into the printers yet because of COVID and all these issues. So that eventually played into 2021. And I got, the bug to do some printing just a few months ago. So I printed the first copy, the first book. It's on the way back to Trinidad. Unfortunately, I had to print overseas because of the quality I wanted to produce, and it was also a price issue. It was a combination of I could not get the quality I wanted here because it was a hard-covered book, and the printers here couldn't cover what I wanted, the way I wanted it done. So it was done overseas. It actually was delayed in shipping. So it's sitting in Panama for the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
It'll be here hopefully by next week. So fingers crossed for that one. Shipping is just one of those things that you never know, and with this pandemic, it has been bad.
It has been difficult here for a lot of people.
I also, while doing the plans for printing and so on, I said, all right, so first book's done, but I had so much more information I wanted to do. I did a second volume. So the second volume is also done.
Wow. Congratulations.
It is on the docks overseas waiting to be shipped. It's not on the shippers yet. But my printers have sent me a box of samples today. It literally arrived 2 or 3 hours ago. I've only seen the outside of the box so far. I have no idea what the actual product looks like. So this is a good opportunity for Trinidad to join us.
Of course, and it's a great. I mean, we didn't plan this Trinidad and Tobago. This just happened. Richard had his hectic week, and we made the time this afternoon to do this. And guess what? The samples are here.
Correct. The samples were due in, they actually landed here a week ago, but customs delays and so on. And somehow, synchronicity, they arrived a couple hours ago, just in time for us to have a look at it together.
And you don't get at no other place but Inspire TT, because you're going to see some wonderful images of Trinidad and Tobago. And Richard, we talk about photography, but I know that you have delved into some really beautiful drone photography of the topography buildings of Trinidad and Tobago. What would have driven you in that direction? Because I know you wanted to capture the moment, but
Yes.
now you're capturing the moment using video and using aerial video.
Well, as I said at the start, I'm a gadget person. How many pieces of gear are enough? Well, I haven't figured that out as yet. So I picked up a couple drones as the years went by, and I started using them because a drone gives you a slightly different perspective on what you can see. When I look at a building and I want to shoot a building, sometimes I can get the right elevation, but many times you look at a building like this.
Yes.
I don't use a drone to get on top of the building. I may only go up 30 feet just to get a level with the building to give you that view, and you can enjoy the magnificence of the building. There are some places I'll go to and I will actually fly the area to show you what's happening around.
Yes.
So I've collected a lot of that stuff, and I'm thinking of building it into some programs where we can do something similar to what was aired many years ago, Cross Country, I think the name was.
Yes, yes.
An updated version with different angles and different information.
Yes, definitely.
So a video version of the book, if I would say so.
That'll be really exciting. So guys who are on Inspire TT, you're watching us here on Inspire TT. Let me tell you guys, go to our Facebook page, like, share, comment, and definitely, continue sharing the content, to friends, family, people who, would be interested in seeing Trinidad and Tobago in a positive light. So now I'm going to wrap up this first part of the interview, where we're going to have Michael, who's behind the camera now, having a one-on-one with Richard. He's going to learn a bit about aerial videography. He's going to learn a little bit about, what Richard do and his thought process into, his beautiful images that we see. And definitely, we're going to go to that next step, and we're also going to do the revealing of the book samples here, right here on Inspire TT. All right, so stay tuned, folks.
Alright guys, welcome back to Inspire TT. We're here with Richard, and I'm so excited. We're gonna fly a drone. This is the first time, do you believe it or not, first time I'm gonna actually fly a drone, and I'm learning from the master. So I'm gonna be an apprentice today. What are the first steps, or what is the mindset for me going in doing this?
The first thing is to remember that you are not yet a Jedi. All right? So this is actually very, very easy.
Okay.
When flying drones, there's a number of safety precautions you want to be taking. You don't fly them over people.
Okay.
You don't fly them over very populated areas because as good as the technology is, it can fail.
Okay.
So I see people flying over parties and so on. Not the best idea.
Okay.
Also recognize that there are restrictions in certain areas of Trinidad and Tobago, so you need to manage where you fly. Drones over a certain size should be registered with the Civil Aviation Group. This is the largest drone that you can fly without registration.
Okay.
If I bought the newer model to this is the DJI Mavic Pro.
Okay.
If I bought the second generation to this, I would be about 4 ounces over the limit, and I would need to register it.
Oh.
But nonetheless, it's always a good idea to get registered, do things the right way. When you're flying, altitude is your friend. You get a little bit of height, so if you have a problem, you have space to adjust. So you don't have to panic and so on, and make very small movements. So I'll show you the setup, very easy.
And while Richard is taking the drone out, if you're watching Inspire TT, go down to the bottom of the page, make sure and share that content. And if you're joining us on television, welcome to Inspire TT. We have so much more content online. Go across to our YouTube page and you'll be able to see new and inspiring content that you may not have seen before. And if you see it before, you can always watch it again, man. Share the love, man, here on Inspire TT.
So this particular drone really consists of 3 elements.
Uh-huh.
The drone itself, controller, and a mobile phone that I use as my screen to
Okay.
view what we're doing when we're flying.
Okay, so we're not losing any drones here
Not
today.
losing any drones today.
Right. Right.
I fly over land, I fly over water. People say, flying over water? I said, well, what's the concern? Well, what if it falls in the water? I said, okay, if I'm at 200 feet and it falls on land, what do you think is going to happen to it? Might as well be over water. So
Okay.
this, you open your drone, folds out, fairly straightforward. Check your battery. All right, so we know we have battery life.
Yeah.
Then we deal with the remote, open your antenna, pull it out here, take off my case on the phone. It plugs into the outlet here. We are pretty much set up. So
That's it?
Yeah, that's the setup. You know, I know it's very, very technical. You know,
When you say master and Jedi, I want to know, well, wow, I was thinking, I was expected more.
don't worry, Trinidad, I just made it look easy. You really need about 4 years of university to do this.
University degree?
there you go.
And masters, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's make sure this works properly. So the first thing you do is turn on your remote.
Yeah.
Double click here. Your remote is on. Always turn on your remote before you turn on your aircraft, because you can turn on your aircraft and accidentally have it fly away on you. If your remote is on, you have some control over it.
You're talking from experience, or?
I actually am, not from my experience, but a good friend of mine, he actually lent me his drone. It was an older model.
Yeah.
I used it to pick up an oil slick problem some couple of years ago. Gave it back to him and so on. He took it back home. That model needed recalibration every time you got started. He started it, forgot to recalibrate. It flew away and never came back.
Oh, fly like a bird.
Flying like a bird. So battery on this, just double click again.
Yeah.
And it's actually on.
Okay.
Right, so the drone now is connecting
To your phone.
to the remote
remote.
on the phone.
So before we get into more of the flying, right? One of the things I remember from looking at your photography and looking at how you capture the buildings and landscapes, it's almost like you approach that subject like a human being, and you're looking at almost eye level using the drone to be able to capture it. What's the mindset also for those who may want to capture some more of Trinidad history and want to be able to do what you do?
Well, you're right. I do look at buildings or landscapes as same way I would do with people. Before you shoot, you already have an idea of what you want to shoot, what your image should look like. I tend not to go very high. A lot of people think when you fly a drone, just go right up. No, you don't, because your perspective, instead of standing on the ground with a camera looking up at a building, your perspective is now going to be up in the air looking down like this. And most roofs are not that attractive.
Okay.
So you want to see the building.
Yeah.
So you stand off the building a little ways. You get just a little bit up. You don't want to get above the roof level. You want to be below the roof level.
Yeah.
Get back a little bit so the picture is properly framed, so you don't have to do a whole lot of cropping.
Yeah.
Take your time, frame your image, shoot. Very, very simple. There's a camera on the drone, and I can see here. So if I move the drone, if you look on the screen, you see it moving.
I see auto on your screen.
Correct.
Yeah.
The system does its own checks and so on. We're going to have to... Flying this is fairly simple. We have 2 joysticks to work with.
Yeah.
And I'll put it on the ground and get it started. So if you want to follow us across to this open area over here. So we'll put this down here.
You was always this tall?
Not when I was born, but it's something that I've kind of grown into.
I see that. I think I have some growing to do, Trinidad.
Well, I had kind of figured out that adulthood is when you stop growing this way and you start growing this way.
Oh.
So I am very adult, as you can see.
Okay.
Right, so we're going to start. To start, go ahead, you hold it.
Okay.
Take these 2 levers.
You're very trusting, Richard.
That's all right, man. The only person you can hurt is yourself. You're in front of me. So,
I'll fly it in my face.
so you want to pull these 2 levers in here and here. Pull them together. So take this one and drive it forward.
Forward?
Yes. Go again. Hold it right there.
Wow, Trinidad.
So you are flying.
I feel like Christmas, you know.
There you go.
Christmas in October.
So while we're flying, let's actually start recording.
Yes.
If you look in the front here, there's a button for record. Press that button.
Record.
And you can see on your screen now. You see auto over there?
Yeah.
If you take this and you turn it, move it left or right, you're going to see the camera moving left and right.
So this is for the camera.
That moves the drone on its axis.
Okay.
It rotates it. So we're going to want to fly off. So turn it to face out that way.
Turn the other way, so alright.
All right, good. If you went a little bit to the left.
I'm going into auto.
Yes, you are. That would be the right left, but that's okay. Let's go to the left this time.
The left.
We're doing okay. We're doing okay.
We're doing okay.
We're doing okay. Right. So let's carry it up a little bit by going up with this
Up,
one.
right.
So to fly out that way,
Yeah.
take the right joystick and push it all the way forward and hold that all the way forward. And you're flying.
Wow.
You'll feel a little dial here.
Yeah.
Right. This is going to turn the camera down,
Down.
or up. It's right under your finger here. And we're recording all this, so you can keep going if you want. Push this forward to go further out. I can set it all the way forward. That's fine.
Right.
So you see, you got a pretty good frame on the house here. I
Yeah.
would take it maybe a little bit this way again.
So you following the rule of thirds here?
Yes, you generally are.
Yeah, I see that.
And to take a shot, there's a button on the side here. Just press that one. Cha-ching! And you have a shot. Let's bring it back in. Let's take a shot of ourselves standing here. So push the lever forward. Coming back to us.
I have auto in my frame, yeah, right? Wow. I'm trying to make it a kind of Hollywood slow moving style. And
There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll call it Santa Cruz wood. All right, hold up there.
right. We over a pool, you know.
Yeah, that's all right. Drift it across a little bit to your left by right. Carry it across a little more. And there you got us right in the frame there.
Wow, center frame.
So if you wanna take a shot of it, you stop your recording
Stop the recording here.
and you take a shot there. And we have a shot of us.
Yes, wow.
Right? So now you wanna bring this back to us, and you're coming in slowly.
Down, down.
So you want to bring it to us. Right. Bring it in slowly, and remember, you're always making small moves.
Right.
A little more again. Come a little more again because it'll land in the pool. Very good. So it's right in front of us now. And now you're going to bring it down with this. Bring that all the way down. Pull up, and it'll hover for a little bit when it gets about 3 feet off the ground. And then it will land. So you'll see. Hold it all the way down. Hold it all the way down. Hold it there. And it lands, and you have landed. And
You're a good teacher.
all of us have actually survived this. So I consider you now my Padawan.
Okay.
You are still not yet a Jedi, but you are on the route.
I sweat into that. I hope you guys are enjoying this particular segment. I know I live vicariously through the content here on Inspire TT. It's the first time I'm flying a drone. I'm on a mask, you can see how big I'm smiling. This has definitely been inspirational for me. And I know you answered it and you may be reiterating the same point again. We've seen a lot of the historical buildings across Trinidad and Tobago being destroyed or not being maintained. How important it is for you to capture that work?
What I am trying to do right now is to create a reference in our historical documentation before things are gone. Like I was down at Power Gen, that plant that was being taken down. I personally have no issue with the plant coming down. It's a plant, it's lived its usefulness,
Yeah.
but it was a landmark. I made sure I got there and got shots of that so future generations can look at it and say, right, there really was a power plant there. I didn't know about that. Just like there's Ariapita Asylum, which nobody knows about. There isn't a photo of it that I've seen. Very little information. Those things have disappeared. My goal is to try to make sure these things don't disappear. You know, and I want to say, and I didn't mention it when I was speaking with Otto, but I want to say that Inspire TT inspires me as well. It inspires many people, so you guys need to keep doing what you're doing. You know, I would love to be saying that I'm blowing smoke up, but I'm not. you really do inspire us. So
thank you so much, Richard. It's good to hear.
what you're doing is important. It's really important. Trinidad needs this. We have enough negativity. We have people who seem intent on building more negativity. You bring a breath of fresh air to it. keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Richard. It's good to know that we're hitting many different generations across Trinidad and Tobago. And if you're watching the content here on Inspire TT, go across to the YouTube channel, go across to the Facebook page. There's so much more content that you may have missed or you want to repeat and watch it again. You live through that adventure with us once again, Otto and myself. So Richard, we want to share in some of your celebration. You had the first volume out and you got that one. And we heard today you have the second volume of your book.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's go to unbox it now. Let me get a little preview before the preview now.
Boy, and I would love to see it myself. I'm excited. This has been years in the coming.
Yeah.
And you know, you happen to be here on the day that we're seeing it for the very first time, myself included.
Wow.
So
We share the same passion. Let's see.
my wife hasn't seen it yet, but don't tell her. I'll close the box back. We'll do it again when I get inside.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's got chip for that. Don't worry. Let me shut down this road and let's go to the apartment. All right, so we're on the inside now, and first of all, let's see what volume 1 look like.
Right, volume 1. Volume 1 came in some time ago. It's arriving hopefully next week in Trinidad. So it's black. We put Port of Spain as the image on the cover.
Yeah.
And in volume 1, we start in Port of Spain and we work our way out of Port of Spain, all around the east-west corridor, central, south, and then Tobago.
And for you, Richard, what was your favorite shot
My
in
favorite
this
shot
particular book?
probably was Mount St. Benedict, one, followed by Tobago, the Buku Reef.
Yeah, you have a lot of pictures. Wow.
There's 53 in each book.
What is the kind of planning that goes in the background? Because I know you take your picture, yeah, that's one aspect. But what's the type of planning that goes in the background for you to execute?
Well, I would have made a short list. I would sit down for months trying to figure out what I wanted to shoot. And the book is designed to lie flat. So you notice most books will do this.
Yeah.
It's designed to lie flat. It's stitched to make sure that the pages don't come apart as you're using over time. And the pages are fairly heavy, so they feel good in your hand. That was really important to me to have that feel.
Wow.
This is my favorite, I think, for this book. And I can find Buku Reef extremely easy because it's at the back of the book.
Wow.
It's a fairly unique shot of Buku Reef.
All the shots in your book were taken with a drone?
No, a combination of drone and DSLR. So I mix and match depending on where I am and what permissions I have to operate and so on.
Yeah.
So I do the combination. People often ask me, so how do you get that shot up there? So I tell them, well, it took me a long time to build this scaffolding. But it takes them a while to get that it's a drone.
We have a lot of young people out there, and obviously you inspired me to want to train and get more into photography and to develop my passion. If they want to get involved and want to develop their own passion for photography, what are you willing to do for them?
I am willing to do a lot of things. I really, really do encourage young people to get involved in it. And when I say young people, kind of set the limit at about age 99. Photography is for everybody. As soon as we are able to comfortably open educational facilities, my plan is to open a school. The syllabuses are already prepared. It's more than just learning how to use a camera from a technical standpoint.
Yeah.
It's about the art of photography. So I have a number of things in place to sort of encourage people to not just get into photography, but stay in photography. Photography is not just something that you learn in a book. Photography is experience. It's going out there, shooting in different conditions. It's interacting with others who do photography, who may have a different style than you do. So that's really important. And I was going to pop open the box, but then I said, you know what? We have Inspire TT. Inspire TT, do the honors.
Oh, okay.
Unbox for us.
Wow.
I haven't seen it. The world hasn't seen it. Mike, you're going to be the first to see it.
Wow, boy. I get two first, the drone and unboxing first for the second volume.
Well, I know you didn't hurt yourself with the drone. I hope you don't hurt yourself with the knife.
Wow. Wow. Why red?
We started with black. We have red. If we needed to do another one, we'd find a way to integrate some white in it. It's our national colors. So that was the rationale. Man, that looks good.
It does. That's a
Trinidad and
market.
Tobago, I know the whole mass thing going on, but I have to show you. I'm really happy about this. Really, really happy.
Wow, wow.
This looks really good.
It does, it does.
Volume 2 is
Volume
here.
2. Why? What's the difference with the Port of Spain picture and this particular port that you
That
shoot
port
in?
we picked there, that's a little city called San Fernando.
Yeah.
So we decided on the second book, we were going to give some attention to our followers from the south. So we started in the south and worked our way back. San Fernando, second city, but actually our largest city in this country. It's larger than Port of Spain.
Wow, wow, wow. And I think you've done it again. Wow. This is the San Fernando. This is where the mayor is, right?
That's the town hall, city hall.
Wow.
Mayor Reguero, he actually, when I was talking to him about doing the San Fernando concept, he put me into his vehicle and said, let me drive you around the city and show you some places that you might want to look at. So he is very, very involved in our history as well. Mayor Reguero, thank you very much for that help.
Where do you get the information? Where do you come up with the concept?
Trust me, the information is the hardest part. It's fairly easy to go out and get some pictures. I might, take a few months shooting, but the information takes me so long because I have to go online, look at various sources there, go visit the library. It's all over the place, and there's also a lot of misinformation out there. So you have to collect that stuff and sort of filter through it. And then when you're done, you end up with 5, 6, 7 pages, and you say, okay, great, how do I make this fit into one page that people will read?
Wow.
That's why I take so much time with the information, and I want to make sure that what I'm giving you is correct. I don't want to sell you false information.
The man about dam, yeah. Where do we get the book? Where do the audience could get this book?
The book is available online through my website, www.richardramirazimaging.com. The second book is not available as yet. The first book is actually it's been on pre-order for a while. As I said, it should be here within a week or so. So, you'll be able to buy it directly off of the site. We'll deliver it to your homes. If you're overseas, that's all right. We haven't forgotten you. We're using DHL to do overseas delivery. We get some pretty good rates off for them because we're doing e-commerce. So we're able to get it to you anywhere in the world. USA, Canada, England, 2 working days. Anywhere else, it'll probably be 3 or 4 days. But we can get it to you fairly quickly and fairly inexpensively. The books themselves go at 400 TT per book. As I said, the second one will not be available for a while. It's literally just getting the samples in via DHL.
And as we look to wind down the interview here, Richard, is there anything else we'd like to add to the audience here?
No, again, just remember, Trinidad is our home. Let's take care of it. Let's feel proud about it because there's a lot to feel proud about. Let's forget about the politics, forget about the race, forget about the things that divide us. Remember the things that unite us. This book should be a good reminder as to some of the things that should unite us. We are good people with amazing stuff to share with the world. Thank you for having me. Inspire TT, keep on inspiring us, please.
There's so much content here on Inspire TT. If you're going to continue across to our YouTube page, continue across to our Facebook page. You see new and interesting content here. Today was definitely an interesting experience. First time flying a drone, understanding some more of our history and the appreciation for that history too as well. And the fact that I might be finding a new mentor here. Thank you for watching us here on Inspire TT, and you will be seeing more content from Richard here on our Facebook page, on our YouTube page, and definitely here on the show. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.